everyone, welcome and thanks for joining us today to learn more about the Woodbury Cooperative project there in Portsmouth. I am Matt Solso, the Director of Philanthropy here at the Community Loan Fund. We have a brief agenda for today. I'm going to start off giving a short background on the Community Loan Fund and what we do. Then Tara Reardon is going to talk to us about the ROC-NH program. ROC stands for Resident Owned Community. And she's going to talk about the Woodbury Cooperative and that project. Then we're going to finish up with John Hamilton, who is our acting president. I really do appreciate you all taking the time to learn more about this Woodbury Cooperative and the chance to add affordable workforce housing in the Portsmouth area and help revitalize their neighborhood. Before we jump into the details of the project, I'd like to take a few minutes to just give a high-level overview of our mission and our work. We're a nonprofit that provides lending where traditional lending institutions are not able to. We believe in two different things. The first is that people with low incomes, small businesses, nonprofits, they lack access to loans to better their lives. The second thing we think of that we believe is that there are people and institutions that have access to capital and want to help these folks, but they don't have the expertise or the ability to manage those loans. And that's where we come in. We're the bridge between those that need financial help and those that can provide that financial help. And being a bridge between these two groups means that we have to be collaborative, and that collaboration is a part of our DNA and has been since we were founded. We want to be the catalyst leveraging financial, human, and civic resources to enable traditionally underserved people to participate more fully in the New Hampshire economy. Whether it's by providing loans and technical assistance, or complementing and extending the reach of conventional lenders and public institutions, or just bringing people and institutions together to solve problems. Whenever there's a gap in funding for a family to buy a home, a neighborhood to buy their manufactured housing community, or a business to create or keep jobs, we want to be there to fill that gap and make sure we can make our state better. Our borrowers work really hard and repay us over 97% of the time. These loans are totally viable. We have three different areas of focus. The major part of what we do is affordable housing. We work with communities like the Woodbury Cooperative to purchase their manufactured housing park so they can control their future and their rents. We make 30-year fixed rate mortgages on manufactured homes to help families become homeowners and strengthen themselves financially. And we work with other non-housing nonprofits on various projects throughout the state. We also make loans to nonprofits like the New Hampshire Black Heritage Trail right there in Portsmouth, child care centers, and other community service agencies to help them be stronger financially or create and expand critical community services. Finally, we work with small businesses by providing loans to help create or preserve jobs, especially jobs where a four-year college degree is not required. All of our loans come with what we call technical assistance. It consists of customized education, training, networking, and it's to help get borrowers the best kind of help that they need to succeed. This is the secret sauce to our success, to the success of our borrowers. Here's a quick visual representation of the impact of our work in the state since we were founded. And this is work that we couldn't do without the help of our supporters. I hope you enjoyed today's brief presentation about this unique opportunity in Portsmouth. And I'd like to introduce Tara Reardon, the director of our ROC-NH program. And she's going to give a little bit more detail about the program and specifically about the Woodbury Cooperative. Tara, the Zoom is yours.
Thanks, Matt. ROC-NH, as you heard, stands for Resident-Owned Communities New Hampshire, manufactured housing communities that have been acquired by the residents that live there. Manufactured housing is one of New Hampshire's most important sources of affordable housing. By comparison, owning a manufactured home in a resident-owned community is less expensive than the Housing and Urban Development, otherwise known as HUD, two-bedroom apartment rental costs for the same area. But your manufactured home ownership is not very secure if you do not own the land under it, and it can be sold out from underneath you. When the residents join together to form a cooperative and purchase the land under their home, that affordable housing becomes more stable, secure, and preserved in perpetuity. We've been working with ROCs for 37 years, and there are currently 132 resident-owned communities in New Hampshire, representing over 8,000 households of mostly folks with low and moderate incomes. 8,000 households that do not have to worry anymore about a change of use or closure notice where they would have to walk away from their home. In addition to being a smart solution to our affordable housing crisis, vacant lots represent a housing opportunity for families at a fraction of the cost of stick-built housing and without the barrier of permits and approvals. Vacant lots and manufactured housing parks are ready to have a home sited without that administrative step. Woodbury Cooperative is in Portsmouth, on a bus line and just a short walk to Market Basket. The community is not far from Interstate 95 and the Pease Trade Port, close to shopping and employment. An important pocket of affordable housing in an otherwise expensive housing market. The residents bought the community in 2016, avoiding a closure by an abutting business owner who had other plans for the land where their homes sit. In doing so, the residents preserved 12 manufactured home households, 3 apartments, and some decaying commercial space. This community is home to long-term, multi-generational residents who have lived side by side for years. The board at Woodbury Cooperative was strong from the start and continues to be today. 2 of the members are original board members from the time of acquisition. From the beginning, Woodbury residents plan to improve their community, partly based on the results of a fire safety study required by the city of Portsmouth early on. A fire a couple of years ago reinforced those needs when the fire in the home had to be fought from the property next door after the removal of a fence. The fire safety equipment could not access the home through the narrow driveway to the community. The residents have envisioned better ingress and egress to their neighborhood, removing the unused commercial buildings that they inherited when they purchased, realigning some existing homes, and bringing in new homes with the accompanying new lot rents to bolster their monthly budget. Working together with the Woodbury Cooperative Board of Directors, we've been unable to find public resources for these critical improvements. Now, we need to raise private money. The project is currently designed to remove empty, dilapidated commercial buildings and abandoned homes, replace the water and sewer infrastructure on site, reorient 2 homes for fire safety, widen the driveway for access by fire and safety equipment, provide a second means of egress for the community, and add 4 new affordable homes, adding workforce housing to Portsmouth. The addition of these 4 new homes and eliminating the unused commercial buildings and the tax bills that go with them result in a stronger monthly budget for the community and maintaining the affordability of this housing. The best way to hear about Woodbury Cooperative is from the residents that live there and my colleague Tyler Labrie in this short video.
It is very financially costly here in Portsmouth. There's not a lot of affordable housing for, the blue-collar worker. So when you say, hey, I live at the old Ward's trailer park, it's now Woodbury Co-op, they kind of go, oh, you live there. Well, yeah, I live there. That's my home. I've grown up on Woodbury Ave. I've been here my whole life. A lot of people have been here in the park now for decades. Now we own our own homes. So, and we have the ability to stay.
So the residents of Woodbury Cooperative took ownership back in March of 2016. I provide technical assistance, which is a combination of consulting and coaching to help the community achieve their goals. And the goal for Woodbury right now is infrastructure projects.
The storage and piping is over 50 years old. So to get all that replaced would really help things.
Would look better having things a little bit more uniform than right now it's all modge podged. And by removing the the structures that are empty, we could have an access road that's wide enough for emergency vehicles to actually turn, to be able to get in and out safely.
The way we're going to do that is removing some existing buildings that are abandoned, that are making the entrance too narrow, as well as reordering a few manufactured homes. We're replacing the water and sewer lines that are currently at the end of the use of life, as well as adding 4 new homes to the community.
Demolishing and making some new space for the new homes, that would help with new tenants.
I'm sure we could fill those immediately if, they were here, because there are a lot of people in need.
Folks here are on fixed incomes. Some have part-time jobs, some work full-time at a local restaurant or grocery store. They currently pay $5.45 a month in monthly rent, which for the area is affordable.
We're going to get people that can afford to move into them, and still pay a reasonable rent, because they'll probably have a mortgage on top of the rent.
By adding the 4 additional homes, it helps maintain affordability, and that keeps the rent stable. And that's why we need help. In order to provide a financing package that keeps the rent at $5.45, it's going to take some donations and folks willing to pitch in.
I think if we're able to get the changes that we're shooting for, I think that would be a good start for us. And then it would give 4 different families opportunities that they probably didn't have before here in Portsmouth.
Wow. I just love the clarity and the strength of the resident voices. They inherited a really tough situation when they had to stand up and buy the park in order to avoid their own eviction. And despite a lot of hard work in these last ensuing 4 years to try to find a plan to revitalize and fund it, the last remaining option is to enlist the broader community. And I think because the plan involves adding 4 more units of workforce housing in really a perfect location near downtown, that it's quite timely and compelling. So for those of you who I've not yet met, I'm John Hamilton, the acting president of the Community Loan Fund. And when I like to describe our work, I go back to our first logo, which is of a bridge that connects supporters and borrowers so that neighbors can help neighbors. And we work on both sides of the bridge. On one hand, we reach out to supporters like you and help you invest locally in the community. And then we take those resources that we rally and we walk across the bridge and meet borrowers where they're at. And by doing so, we're able to meet their needs of people, organizations, and businesses, and by doing that, unleash their potential. So I want to share more about our lending in the Woodbury and the cooperative in the Seacoast area. And in total, in the last 5 years, we've lent over close to $30 million. So let me give you a little picture of what that looks like. 14 resident-owned communities have been financed with $18 million of lending. And this has secured ownership for close to 1,000 residents, 1,000 people like Kathy and Leslie, who we just met on the video. In addition, we also have made some financing available for multifamily housing. For instance, Community Action Partnership in Stratford County has enlisted us for a mixed-use development in Dover. In addition, almost 30 people have received become homeowners through our Welcome Home Loan Program mortgages. In addition, we've made loans to nonprofits, over $1 million, including groups like Great Bay Kids Company, a childcare provider who used that financing to purchase a larger facility. Also Black Heritage Trail, a nonprofit that used the financing to purchase the Court Street building for their headquarters and visitor center. And finally, our loans have also been used for small businesses. Up to $6 million have been deployed to help mainly in the farm and food sector. For example, Greenlaw Gardens, a farm that serves restaurants in the Portsmouth and Newmarket area. So despite the breadth and the variety of all that work, our approach across all those sectors remains the same. Listen, work closely with our borrowers, and offer customized technical assistance, customized to their need and customized to their learning style. That is our secret sauce. Their success is our success. So as you know, affordable housing in the Seacoast area is really hard to come by. And right now, who are the heroes of our economy? It's the folks on the front line, the first responders, the retail workers, and childcare teachers who are helping to keep the economy open in this moment. Where are they supposed to live? Most commute far distances because of a lack of affordable housing. And the Woodbury Cooperative is going to add and make available 4 more units for families to be able to live, work, and play living close to downtown Portsmouth. So the challenge with the Woodbury Cooperative is how we're going to provide a financing package that keeps their lot rents affordable. So lot rents are the money that these homeowners pay to be able to live, to be able to pay monthly for the land under the homes. And to keep it affordable for the residents, we're going to have to stretch. So the project cost overall is $1.3 million. $800,000 will be made through our normal lending pool. But to avoid a rent increase, the remaining $500,000 will need to come from donations and grants. So fortunately, we already raised $107,000 of that towards that $500,000 goal, and we're getting closer. Again, this financing package enables the Woodbury Cooperative to renovate their neighborhood and to add additional affordable housing and keep their lot rents at a rate that's affordable to them. So once the $500,000 loan is paid back to us, it will revolve to help other borrowers to succeed. When the money recycles, additional 0% loans will be made to help tenants become owners, to help childcare and other local businesses to succeed. So your gift will keep on giving for years to come. The first generation to benefit will be the Woodbury residents and the 4 families who will call it home next spring. For their plan to succeed, though, they're going to need your help. So donations can be mailed or given online. We'll put a donation link on the chat. And we'll be sending to each of you after this webinar a follow-up email with a link to this video so that you can reach out to your network, some of your neighbors who you think might want to learn more about the Woodbury Revitalization Plan and participate in the campaign. Also think about maybe some of the businesses that you frequent who you know to be struggling because they can't find the workers in the midst of the lack of affordable housing in the Seacoast. We'll also be starting a publicity effort next week with the media to try to bring more awareness of this revitalization effort in Portsmouth. So, we hope to create a buzz locally and rally the Portsmouth community behind these residents. And also, we're very interested in your ideas. What other ways do you suggest that we might help so that other people can join this Neighbor Helping Neighbor campaign? Maybe it's people hosting a Zoom meetup to tap into their network to hear more about this project. So on this Zoom, we also have Michelle Tawani, who is our Community Relations Director. Michelle, can you give us a wave? So I'd love it. If you've got questions after this webinar, reach out to Michelle. If you've got questions, if you've got suggestions on ways that we can reach out to the community, involve you in this effort, please, she's a great resource. And we'll put her address also in the email chat. So thank you.
Thank you very much for attending today. We appreciate your interest and thank you.